Once again, a very good evening, Brisker Formula 2 race fans. Yes, we are back. The comeback meeting on this Monday night here at Smith Harp Stadium in Taunton, and an entry of over 30 cars set for battle on this Monday evening. Dave Goddard here to take you through the action, fresh from the Brisker F2 E-Series. But the real thing is now back on track. It's the end of July. The long wait is over to get Brisker F2 racing back underway. And the first hits out on track and lining up. Let's have a look who we've got out there then. The white graders headed by number 920 of Wayne Wadge. Alongside him, treble 2 is Adrian Watts. And it looks like the 620 car that completes the lineup. No, 320, sorry, that is Matt Hatch. The yellow tops I can see down there, Chevy Mills in 5th grade, very quick around this tight and tricky West Country circuit. Also down there, Phil Chapman in 196 and the 835 of Matt Westaway. The blue tops headed by 895 Ben Goddard, no relation, as I always say. Also I can see up there, it looks like Aaron Veit in number 184, very smart new car for him. 302 is Dale Moon, 522 Chris McCula, 24 John Palmer makes his way around. Also out in this race, 542, the British champion Stephen Gilbert. Alongside him, 488 of Liam Bentham, a long trip from the northwest of England for him to race here today. 418 behind him, Ben Borthwick, started on the front row of last year's World Final at Buxton, of course. And the 560 Luke Wrench is also here with us all the way down from Cheshire. 781 completing the lineup. That's Rob Johns, the former stock rod racer. I believe making his first steps in Formula 2 because of his successes in stock rods, I believe, is why he's carrying a yellow roof in the number 781 car, but electing to start from the back. John Palmer with the colours of the Gala Night champion, or Shootout champion as we now know it, so the orange and white checkers on his roof. This will be a 16-lap race then, the comeback race for Brisker Formula 2 stock cars here on the Smith Harp Concrete. It is in fact my first visit to this cracking little track. Ready to see what I've been missing out on over the years. Zoe Simpson is your camera woman, as always. Darren Foster on the photographs. You can see them on the hashtag LoveF2s group a little bit later on. So here we go then, we're off and rolling. Wayne Wadge leads them off along with Matt Hatch and Adrian Watts. "17 cars on track. And after a long break, the season is about to resume. Racing about to begin here at Smith Harp, but we're not going. The red flag is out. Unsatisfactory starts. Well, we knew the drivers would be eager to get going again after such a long break. They were a bit too eager there. So those at the front of their grades will be told off, and we'll try again. As we said during the E-Series, drivers, the steward decides when the race starts, not you. Okay, so the cars being lined up again in their grades. Wayne Wadge and Adrian Watts still on the front row with Matt Hatch behind. Wayne Wadge, one of the competitors in the E-Series, which I believe was won by Charlie Redanis, the young Dutchman in the end. Charlie Ginchard was up there as well. Charlie is here tonight, we'll see him out in Heat 2. Let's try again then, the yellow flag is in the air. One driver we missed out on the call over there, Joe Marquand in the 689 car. Very smart orange machine for him in the red tops. "17 cars out there then for 16 laps. After the long break, Brisker F2 ready to resume. This time they get a green flag and the season is back underway. With 920 Wayne Wadge leading the way down towards the first turn ahead of Matt Hatch and the treble 2 of Adrian Watts in third. First the yellows is Chevy Mills in 538. Already bumpers going in further back, but they've all made it round the first turn okay. As they come round a complete lap number 1, it's 920 Wayne Wadge with the lead. Second place is 320 of Matt Hatch. Watts is down to third. Already the reds and blues starting to bunch. Aaron Vase under fire from the 5.22 of Chris McCullough. 4.88 Liam Bentham gets bumpered wide and into a spin by Stephen Gilbert. Also spinning down the back straight is 3.02 of Dale Moon. Things start to sort themselves out then after those frantic laps. Adrian Watts has been potted on turns 1 and 2 by the 5.38 of Chevy Mills. He's up into third position. But still your leader is Wayne Wadge in 9.20 from 3.20 of Matt Hatch. Third place is Mills. Fourth, it's the 8.35 of Matt Westerway. Fifth in 5.22 is Chris McCullough. The first the blue tops on wallop straight in goes Adrian Watts in treble 2. I think that might have been Luke Wrench who put the bumper in 5.60. First of the Star Graders is the British champion, 5.42 Stephen Gilbert. He takes a big hit there in a whole line of contact. Ben Goddard has gone on the front of that. Aaron Vate was in the middle of it, and again it was Wrench who put the bumper in. Luke Wrench, a hard hitting start to the defence of his silver roof. Wayne Wadge with a clear lead in 9.20. 3.20 in second place, Matt Hatch. First the yellow tops is Chevy Mills in third in 5.38. But he's being chased down by Chris McCullough in 5.22. Fifth is Wrench. Sixth Gilbert. Seventh is Palmer. Phil Chapman in seventh place, sorry. Eighth place we've got the 184 of Aaron Vate. Ninth is John Palmer, and Ben Borthwick in 4.18 is 10th. Mills now through to second on turns 1 and 2. The Union flag about to go out for halfway to Wayne Wadge in 9.20. The white grader in the Dave Shed's car has led every lap so far, certainly far from a shed, that machine. Out of second goes Matt Hatch. Chris McCullough up into second now, he's going well. Wadge from McCullough. Mills, Westerway, and Luke Wrench coming through in a fourth in the silver machine. Wrench looking very rapid here indeed as the sun starts to burn through the cloud here at Smeeth Hub. It's been drizzling on and off almost constantly in the run up to this meeting. Leader coming up to lap, Rob Johns, the newcomer in 7.81, and wallop straight in backwards goes 4.18 of Ben Borthwick. That was Ben Goddard putting the bumper in. Borthwick's got a puncture, that's his race over. Wadge still with the lead, but McCullough is closing the gap in 5.22. Wrench is up to third ahead of Mills. Westerway is fifth and running well. Sixth is Gilbert. 4 laps to go. Gilbert with the bumper on Westerway goes through in a fifth position. Ben Goddard now attacking Joe Marquand in the 6.89. McCullough has almost caught the race leader. Here we go. It's all coming down to the last couple of laps. This race playing out very nicely indeed. Wayne Wadge, the early leader, is about to lose his lead, I do believe. Yes, McCullough goes through on turn 4 with 2 to run. Now here comes Wrench. Can the silver top open the night with a win? He goes through to second there, past Wadge on the back straight. John Palmer pulling off in the 24. There's just going to be a couple of non-finishers from this one. Into the last lap goes Chris McCullough. Are we going to see a last bend lunge here from Luke Wrench? He's going to have to take a big effort here on the final turn. He's trying. He's not going to do it. And the first winner of the comeback meeting is Chris McCullough in 5.22. Second is Luke Wrench. Third, Wayne Wadge. Fourth is Chevy Mills. Fifth is Stephen Gilbert. Matt Westerway is sixth. And seventh is Phil Chapman. Looks like Joe Marquand in eighth. Ninth, it is Ben Goddard. And 10th, Liam Bentham, although they were involved in spins, so they may be a lap down, the last two named. All to be officially confirmed, of course. Just 2 non-finishers there. No, 3 non-finishers, sorry. Ben Borthwick, John Palmer, and Dale Moon also pulled off after his spin. The result to be confirmed in a few moments' time. No doubt about your winner, though. The first winner of our comeback meeting here at Smeeth Hub is the Blue Grader from Congressbury near Bristol, 5.22, Chris McCullough. The other half of the entry out then for heat number 2 for the Formula 2 stock cars on this Monday night here at the Smeeth Hub Stadium in Devon. Let's have a look at the entry where we've got the Lindsay family on the front row. James in 5.72 alongside his dad Brian in 6.63, and the other white grader 7.36 of Josh Weir. The yellows, number 91, which is Harrison Bryant, and alongside him 4.60 Matt Weston. The blue tops Craig Driscoll, well-travelled driver in number 2.51. 3.15 is up there Justin Fisher, and the former world champion won the world title here about 6 years ago, 7.83 James Riger the Tiger as we call him. Red tops we have got number 126, that's Jamie Avery, and 6.76, which is Neil Super Hoops Hooper. And then we got 127, the superstars, 127 Matt Stoneman, and number 38, Dave Polly, the former national points champion. Also 183, just lining up there, Charlie Ginchard, last year's novice of the year. 210, Tristan Claydon, a rare tarmac, or I should say concrete appearance for him in the 210 car, ex-saloon stock car racer. And also number 820, that's Chris Hatch, father of Matt, who we saw in Heat 1, making his debut tonight. We're told that's an ex-Mike Priddle car that he's driving, making his debut. So good luck to him in his first ever Briscoe F2 race. Slightly smaller field of 15 cars here for this one. A couple of no-shows from the booked entry by the look of it. We don't have Seamus Cushnayan, hope I pronounced that correctly, the man swapping over from Superstocks, who was meant to be here tonight. So we don't have Dale Edwards by the look of it, 275. Vince Stone, 710 either. We've not seen them on track yet. And one car that's not out that is here is Paul Moss, 979. We haven't seen him out in the heats, so I think he may have had a problem. Well, 15 cars then for heat number 2 here at Smith Harp for the Briscoe Formula 2s. You're with us here on hashtag LoveF2s. Do keep support coming in for the People's Trophy, of course, as well. It will be rescheduled now that racing is back underway. Another car we're missing, Matt Linfield. 15 cars then, racing over 16 laps for heat number 2. We're underway first time. And a good getaway by James Lindsay. Leads his father Brian into the first turn. Harrison Bryant up into third place in number 91, who cut his teeth in the ORCI Minis here. Everybody around the first turn okay, and pulling off Chris Hatch and wallop straight into the tyres. Oh dear. Rather inauspicious debut for Chris. But it's James Lindsay who's got the lead. The Lindsay family run at 1 and 2. Big hit there for Craig Driscoll from Neil Hooper in 676, the ex-European champion. Charging after Justin Fisher. Now Hooper's gobbling them up in the early stages here. Bryant up to second. Brian Lindsay attacks him. Fourth, we've got James Ryger, the ex-world champion in 783. Surprisingly down at Blue Top. I notice he's using a wing previously used by Cy Haraway, number 83. Now races on the circuits in Legends cars. Bit of smoke out of the back of Brian Lindsay there, but he still runs third. Your leader is 572 of James Lindsay, the younger of the family, as 736 Josh Weir gets dispatched up there on turn 3 by Charlie Ginchard in 183. They start to sort themselves out with 783 Ryger the Tiger on the attack in the orange car with the blue roof. He's up to third now. Fourth is Brian Lindsay. Hooper is fifth. Then sixth, we've got Justin Fisher under fire from Matt Stoneman in the 127. Very proficient tarmac racer is Matt. He's past Fisher there. Harrison Bryant has almost caught race leader 572 James Lindsay. Charlie Ginchard elbows his way past Matt Weston further back. Leaders down the home straight. It's James Lindsay from Bryant. Third place is Ryger. Fourth is Hooper. Matt Stoneman in 127 up into fifth. Through to sixth, following him is Justin Fisher, down to seventh, Brian Lindsay, and that's now going to be eighth because Dave Polly has come through into seventh as they take the halfway flag. Oh, and a tangle there between a couple of our leaders, and that's allowed Neil Hooper to come through. It was Ryger and Bryant who made contact there in the turn one. They both got sideways, and Super Hoops now has the lead. 676, Neil Hooper under fire from James Ryger, trying to retake that lead position, which he held for all of one turn. James Lindsay third. Matt Stoneman is now to fourth. A real shuffle in the middle order of the top 10. Dave Polly is up to fifth in the 38. 91 Bryant down to sixth. Ginchard seventh. Fisher eighth. Ninth is Jamie Avery, and Brian Lindsay is 10th. Leaders with 5 to go. Neil Hooper in 676. Won a few titles over the years, has Super Hoops. Can James Ryger catch him here in the 783? He won the world final here back in, I think it was 2014, an incredible finish. They've got one back marker ahead of them, that's Josh Weir, who's rather corkscrewing around after an earlier spin. James Lindsay gets dispatched wide by Jamie Avery on turns 1 and 2, drops out of the top 10. Just the one retirement so far, Chris Hatch, who never really got going. Ginchard under fire from Fisher into turn 1. But Ryger is not letting Neil Hooper get away here. Matt Stoneman up to third. He could be in a position to capitalise if anything goes wrong for the two ahead. Dave Polly fourth. Fisher rounds out the top five. We lose Charlie Ginchard. The 183 car has pulled off. Into the final lap for Neil Hooper. Matt Weston slowing up. He's got a misfire in the 460. I don't think Ryger's going to get close enough. He tries into the last bend. He won't do it. It's going to be a win for 676. Neil Hooper takes the flag. Second goes to James Ryger. Third is 127 of Matt Stoneman. Polly is fourth. Fisher fifth. Sixth is Avery. Seventh Bryant. James Lindsay eighth. Brian Lindsay ninth. And Craig Driscoll takes 10th. The other finishers, Tristan Claydon, Matt Weston, and the lapped car was 736 Josh Weir. 13 cars go the distance. Bad luck to Charlie Ginchard and Chris Hatch failing to finish there. Your race winner, 676, local man Neil Hooper. Consolation time for the Brisker Formula 2 stock cars on comeback night here at Smith Harp Stadium. The top 8 from each of the heats went through to the final. Everybody else out in this one, so we should see about 16 or 17 cars for this consolation. Still 1 or 2 more to come from the pits. One car we didn't see in the heats, Paul Moss 979. He was curing a misfire on his engine. He has made it out for this one though. Front of the grid we've got the Hatch family. I can see Matt out there. Chris will start from novice grade at the back. Matt on the front of the grid alongside Josh Weir in 736. Treble 2 Adrian Watts is down there. Brian Lindsay as well in 663. The one red top who missed out was 488. That's Liam Bentham. John Palmer and Charlie Ginchard should be out in this one as well. They failed to finish in their heat. Aaron Vates in his very smart new Luke Wrench built number 184 car is out there, the blue grader. Other blue tops have got 895 Ben Goddard, still no relation, and 251 Craig Driscoll. Tristan Claydon's out there in 210 with his new car. 781 as well, Rob Johns. We said earlier, no longer Simon Walker, number 781. We may well see Matt Weston out here as well, 460. He had a bit of a misfire towards the end of his heat. Wins so far for Chris McCullough and Neil Hooper. They are safe in the finals. Just seen some great racing from the saloon stock cars. Buster Jr., number 902, taking the win in their first race of this comeback meeting. And it was Mason Seeley, 475, who won the Micro F2's first race as well. Slightly better conditions now. We saw a lot of drizzle earlier on. $14 cars out there so far then for this consolation event. Looking for the last few places on the final grid. 418 Ben Borthwick, of course, failed to finish his heat as well. He spun and picked up a puncture. I reckon if his car lasts the distance, then Palmer could be the favourite here, number 24. Charlie Ginchard looks like he's not coming. His car's still in the pits. So whatever problem he's had has sadly proven terminal by the look of it. We may see him back out for the Grand National. Typical for the heats. I could hardly see due to drizzle, and now I can't see because of the sun. I can't win here. I'm sure you can see better than I can through Zoe's camera work. Still waiting the all clear then. The pit gate has gone together. It will be Josh Weir, 736, and 320 Matt Hatch to lead the cars away. Just waiting for the novices to get into position from the back. Here we go, yellow flag is in the air. 16 more laps for the Formula 2s here at Smith Harp Stadium. We're here with hashtag LoveF2s, providing comprehensive coverage as always. Aaron Vate will go well here in that lovely looking 184 car, probably one of the smartest cars here tonight in my opinion. Green flag about to go down, here we go. 16-lap consolation race gets underway with 7.36 Josh Weir leading them into the first turn. Bumper's already going in though behind him, and through goes Matt Hatch in 3.20 into the lead. He leads into turn 3 for the first time. Weir shadowing him in second place. It's Adrian Watts in the treble 2, sideways there off turn 4. He's in third. We start to settle down 3 wide into turn 1. Paul Moss in the middle. Matt Weston out wide. It's Aaron Veitu who gets through past both of them. Palmer in behind him. I said those two might be the two to watch in this one. Proving so far. In goes the bumper for the lead. Matt Hatch and 736 of Veal. They get themselves caught up there. Coming out of turn 2, and through goes Adrian Watts into the lead in treble 2. Watts leads it then. White Graders duking it out for the lead. Josh Weir still going, but a bit further back, and now walloping goes the bumper on Watts from Hatch. They both go wide. Oh, over goes 488 of Liam Bentham. That'll be a race stoppage straight away. Caution comes out, the race stops straight away. I think he must have hit the inner tyres there. Now, who's leading? Because the leaders have just done a bit of a bomb burst out of turn 2. I'm pleased to say that Liam Bentham is out and okay after that spectacular roll. He hit the tyres on the inside of turn 1, but the car decidedly, particularly the aerofoil, second hand. That could be the end of his evening. Hopefully we'll see him back out in the Grand National. There'll be no final for Liam tonight, unfortunately. We've also lost one of the blue graders. Ben Goddard is on the infield, so he's out of it. Looks like we may have lost 820 of Chris Hatch as well. So they'll be lined up. I'm not 100% sure who was leading, because the leaders had just gone all over the place on turn 2 as that rollover happened. And at present I can't see turns 3 and 4 because of the sun. It could well be John Palmer that's got through into the lead, or is he just he stopped on the start line? Is he just needing a push? If he's needing a push, well, he was buzzing around the pits in that car so much earlier on. He's probably run out of petrol. Josh Weir going round to the back in 7.36. Order just being established. We said John Palmer, 24, might be the one to watch in this consolation. He pulled up in his heat with a couple of laps to go. But he was signalling to the clerk of the course there. I'm not too sure why. Behind him is Matt Hatch in the 320 car. And the crumpled aerofoil of Liam Bentham on the infield almost looks like a tent that's been blown down in the wind. Looks like Brian Lindsay is up there in third in 6.63. Taking their time getting going again here. Clerk of the course departs to the infield. So John Palmer asking for a push from Matt Hatch here in second place. Hope he can get this car going again. Yes, he has. So it's Palmer from Hatch, Brian Lindsay, Paul Moss, Adrian Watts, Ben Borthwick in 418s, Craig Driscoll, Aaron Vates, Matt Weston, Tristan Claydon, Rob Johns, and finally Josh Weir. Now you'd expect Palmer to run away with this, but anything can happen in Brisker F2, and it generally does. Keeping it very steady. He's trying to do a Sebastian Vettel, anticipate the restart here. Not that Sebastian Vettel's been running at the front so far in 2020. He gets it absolutely right, John Palmer. Away he goes as the green comes down and charges down towards the first turn. Palmer leads into the restart of this consolation event. 418 gets away well. That's Ben Borthwick up in a fourth place ahead of Brian Lindsay. Paul Moss in 9.79 is up to third, running wide. Matt Hatch in 3.20. They're all round the first lap okay. Leads by almost the length of a straight now from Borthwick in second. He's finally got past Paul Moss. No ill effects from that misfire from earlier on. Side by side for fourth, Vates and Driscoll. Sixth is Matt Hatch. Seventh, Brian Lindsay. Eighth, Tristan Clayton. He's running well. Ninth place, we've got Matt Weston. And in 10th, it looks like it's Josh Weir who restarted last. Although he may be a lap down. We'll confirm after the race. 5 to go for John Palmer, who has just lapped Adrian Watts in treble 2. Bumper goes in from Aaron Vate on the back of Craig Driscoll up in a fourth place. They're not going to catch Palmer though. Making up for a non-finish in his heat. He's surely going to win the consolation. Length of a straight clear. More than that now of Ben Borthwick. Won his World semi-final here at Taunton last year, Ben, and started on the front row for the World Championship, but his race didn't last long. Bumpers going in into turn 3. Josh Weir battling it out with Matt Weston. They've been lapped by Palmer, coming round to start his final lap this time. Main battle is for fourth place between the two blue tops, 184 and 251. Vate and Driscoll. Then Borthwick in a secure second, but it's going to be a dominant win for the number 24. Round the final turn, John Palmer takes it. Second place, it will be Ben Borthwick in 418. Third is Paul Moss. Fourth, Aaron Vate. Fifth, it's Craig Driscoll. Sixth looks like it's Matt Hatch. Good result for him. Seventh, Brian Lindsay. Tristan Clayton is eighth. And I think everybody else was a lap down. Result to be confirmed shortly on hashtag LoveF2s. No doubt about your winner though. Anticipating the restart perfectly. Number 24, John Palmer. Cars gridding up then for the Brisker Formula 2 feature final here at Smith Harp Stadium, sponsored by Halden Plant Hire in association with hashtag LoveF2s, our coverage. Wins in our last couple of races. Oliver Heron took the win in the Micro F2s, and a last bend lunge from Dean Mays walloped straight in the number 14 of Colin Savage to win the second heat for the saloon stocks. Wayne Wodge at the front of the white tops, along with Josh Weir, 572 of James Lindsay. I can see Matt Hatch in 320 down there as well. The yellows, 91 Harrison Bryant, 835 of Matt Westaway, and 196, which is Phil Chapman. A few more yellows still to grid up. Paul Moss, 979, 460 Matt Weston, and 538 Chevy Mills. A bit tricky to see the blues for the sun, but we've got 184 Aaron Vates, 315 Justin Fisher, 783, which is James Rygar, 251 Craig Driscoll, and 522 Heat 1 winner Chris Mikula. The Reds headed by 418, that's Ben Borthwick. 126 Jamie Avery, 689 of Joe Marquand, 542 the British champion Stephen Gilbert, 24 John Palmer the consolation winner, and 676 Heat 2 winner Neil Super Hoops Hooper. Superstars, 127 of Matt Stoneman and 38 of Dave Polly. The silver top, 560 of Luke Wrench, and starting from the novice grade, 210 Tristan Clayton. I remember Tristan starting his career in the ORCI mini stocks on the Midlands tracks before moving to saloon stocks and subsequently to Formula 2s. Quite unusual to see him on the tarmac, normally a shale man. "24 cars out there, so we've got the full complement, 8 from each race so far. This will be a 20-lap race. Just spotted a former racer down at the front of the grandstand. One Chloe Serpel, ex-National Mini Stocks number 613, is here looking on. Maybe thinking of a comeback. Okay, the yellow flag is up then, and here we go. Final time for the Brisker Formula 2s in the sunset at Smeath Stadium. James Lindsay 572, 920 Wayne Wadge lead him off. Six yellows, five blues, six reds, three superstars, one novice grader from the back. Waiting for the green flag. It does not come out. The steward of the meeting not happy. The blues were already in the yellows. We've got one car into the wall up there. That was Chevy Mills. And that will be a restart. We had a problem at the back as well for Jamie Avery. I couldn't see that for the sun. Whatever happened to the 126 there? It was a tangle with Joe Marquand, my spotter, Darren tells me. I couldn't see that for the sun, unfortunately, so thanks, Darren. Yeah, we apologise for the sunsets, meaning you can't see 50% of the raceway. It's better than it drizzling and means not being able to see anything at all, like it was earlier. Sometimes you just can't win in this sport. Mind you, if I listed the number of reasons I've had speedway meetings in the Polish League called off this year, for whatever reason, we'd be here for the rest of the race. We're grinning up fairly quickly here. The very efficient Auto Speed marshals just blended in their purple and white checkers as always. Thanks to all our marshalling team and all the other staff here at Smeath Up. Could not go racing without them. So James Lindsay on pole alongside Wayne Wadge. Chevy Mills just being checked, I think, down there by one of the officials in 538. We saw him slow up on that restart, on that first start, I should say. Yeah, everybody just a little bit too eager there. Perhaps they couldn't see the flags because of the sun. Temperature certainly falling here on the Devon-Somerset border. But it's just great to have racing back. Taking their time over something here. Not sure what the problem is, just waiting the all clear from the steward. All this final for the Brisker F2, sponsored tonight by Halden Plant Hire. Looks like we've got a problem for Chevy Mills, as we thought there. In 538, he's pulled onto the infield. Is he going round? Yes, he is. Maybe checking his transponder there. So a slight delay just while he gets back into position, the back of the yellows. Need to borrow Chloe's sunglasses here. Let's try again then with our Brisker F2 feature final. 20 laps the distance. Wodge, Lindsay, Hatch and Weir are 4 white graders. The yellows headed up by the 196 of Phil Chapman and 835 Matt Westerway. Paul Moss, Matt Weston, Harrison Bryant and Chevy Mills. 5 blue graders, 6 reds, 3 superstars, 1 novice grader at the back. Revs already beginning to rise. Will they get away this time? They certainly do. Away they go, and it is Wayne Wodge in 9.20 who led most of Heat 1, who leads them away. What's going to happen? They barrel into the first turn. Matt Weston under fire from Westerway and Bryant. Red's already firing in. Matt Stoneman gets walloped straight in 1.27. Joe Marquand a bit slow away as well in 6.89. Into the wall at the far end of the raceway goes 8.35 Matt Westerway as Wayne Wodge with a clear lead in 9.20. We've got cars going off up there. Jamie Avery and Stephen Gilbert have crashed out up there on turns 3 and 4. The yellow is out. The caution is out. So Gilbert, Avery and Marquand all involved up there. We've got Marquand, I think that is, backwards in the wall. Also in there is Avery. Now they tangled on the first start of this race as well. Stephen Gilbert was involved too in 5.42. And some damage to Joe Marquand's car being looked at here. Your race leader is Wayne Wodge, number 9.20. Again, tricky for me to see that one because of the sun. I was going to say all the action's been up that end of the raceway, but of course we had a rollover in the consolation down at this end. So Jamie Avery's got damage, he's towed in. That's his race over. Stephen Gilbert has been able to continue in 5.42. We saw Matt Stoneman take a wallop just before that happened. He hit the wall on turns 1 and 2. He's at the back. So just waiting for Joe Marquand's car to be towed in here, number 689. But we'll hopefully hear news in the next few weeks and months on when the hashtag Love F2's People's Trophies are going to take place. The fund is still open for donations. So keep an eye on the Facebook group for details. Pit gate is open, so it looks as though Marquand's car is going to be taken straight back to the pit area. Looks like the rear axle may be broken on that car. In fact, we've got the 2 tractors, so both axles may be broken. And it's going to be stretchered back to the pit gates. The race order, as far as I can see it, is Wodge leading, Matt Hatch in second, James Lindsay third, then Paul Moss, the first yellow grader, is fourth. 736 of Josh Weir is fifth. Then the sixth place who got the leading blue top, which is 184 Aaron Vates. Seventh, it's Chris McCula. Eighth, James Ryger. Ninth, Justin Fisher. And 10th, Harrison Bryant. That's how I see it at the moment on track. The Reds and Superstars not yet making their move because they all basically fell over each other in the first couple of laps. So the tractors working together here on turn 4 to stretch Joe Marquand's car off with broken axles. Quite a delicate operation this is, if you've never seen it done before. Chance to show what our recovery teams can do here. See the car suspended between the two tractors on the towing bars. The officials supporting the car there as it's literally lifted away from the raceway. Both axles broken. That'll be out of harm's way nice and quickly by the tractor drivers, and we can resume very shortly with this Brisker F2 feature final. Now Matt Westaway is first man coming round, but he and Tristan Clayton, I think they're a lap down. Yeah, Westaway gets the wave around in 8.35. Clayton does as well, and Steve Gilbert will too, because he was involved in that incident up there. He'll rejoin at the back. Did take a final win in the E-Series over the first half of the year. I'm trying to remember which track that was at. I think it might have been at Cowdenbeath, where T got his win. Charlie Ginchard doing most of the winning along with Charles Redanis in that series. Liam Rennie had a final win, that as well, the Scotsman. Struggling to remember all the results now. Zoe will know. Martin Bentley was the winner at the Lelystad track in Holland, when the Dutch were so busy trying to slow the English drivers down they forgot to take the lead. Okay, so the cars into order then. Wayne Wodge, number 920, your race leader. No relation we know of to the Wodge family of rallycross fame. Anita Wodge, of course, a well-known official in the world of rallycross, and her three daughters, well, two of them have competed, Jordine and Steph. Jordine now on the coordinators of the Clubman's Rallycross Championship. It's Wayne Wodge who leads the way here, ahead of Matt Hatch, James Lindsay, Paul Moss and Josh Weir completing the top 5. First blue top is Aaron Vates. First red top, outside the top 10 at the moment, in fact well outside, is a long way down, Neil Hooper. He's only 15th at the moment. So they've only lost 3 cars there. Steve Gilbert has pulled off as we get back underway, and not the best of restarts by Wayne Wodge. Somebody else getting turfed wide on turn 4. We lose Chevy Mills in 5-8. It was James Lindsay who went wide on that restart. Wodge has held his lead ahead of Matt Hatch. Up to third is Paul Moss in the 979, the leading yellow top. Chevy Mills has stopped on turn 4, so clearly problems with his car. Wayne Wodge leads, but not for much longer, because Paul Moss goes through. Coming out of turn 2, Moss has the lead in 979. 3 wide down the back straight. Luke Wrench leaps through on the inside in 560, clips the 736 car. Attacking Craig Driscoll as well in 251, and now Wodge loses second place because Matt Hatch has come through. Vate is up to third. Chris McCullough is in 4th place. So the Blue Graders starting to make their move now. Here comes Aaron Vate in 184, up in a second position down the home straight, followed swiftly by Chris McCullough in 522. Matt Hatch goes down to 4th place, James Ryder over to 5th, and John Palmer with a big hit, wallop straight in goes Luke Wrench in 560. That was Palmer with a double move on Luke Wrench, and in the middle of that I think it was Matt Stoneman possibly got spinners on turn 4. The 736 of Weir has gone. Harrison Bryant is caught up in that as well in the 91. He's stuck facing the wrong way. It was Neil Hooper who was in the middle of the hit on Luke Wrench, courtesy of Palmer. Now where are our leaders? Going down into turn 4, that's where still your leader is Paul Moss in car number 979. The caution is out though, the caution is out. Now the caution out for Harrison Bryant in 91, who's stuck facing the wrong way on turn 4. He hits the spinning car of Josh Weir and wasn't able to restart. Now the car's a little bit out of order at the moment because Paul Moss saw the yellow and slowed. The couple of cars behind him were a little slower to react. Aaron Veit in second. Chris Mikula is third. Then we've got the 783, not Cy Haraway as it says on his aerofoil. That's James Riger. Cy Haraway now a circuit racer in the Legends cars. He's already had a win this year as well. In their opening meeting of the year, I believe that was at Croft recently. Justin Fisher behind him in 315. Then Matt Hatch, Josh Weir, Wayne Wadge, the early pace setup. And then John Palmer, who's in a good position again here. Took the win in the consolation just ahead of Ben Borthwick, who's a bit further back in 418s. Last runner at the moment is 572, that's James Lindsay. Cars we've lost so far: Jamie Avery, Joe Marquand and Stephen Gilbert in the race-stopping first shunt. And now we've lost Harrison Bryant as the cause of the stoppage in 91. Spun and couldn't get going again on turn 4. So we've still got 20 cars running, because we had the full complement of 24 start this race. And Paul Moss, number 979, who didn't make it out in the heats, he had a misfire. Got through the consolation, now got the weight of the world on his shoulders on this restart. .522, Chris Mikula, sponsored by Mindip Spring Golf Club. No holes in that one though. Looks good here. Could he take a heat and final double? Moss, Vates, Mikula, Riger, Fisher, your top 5. A quartet of blue graders on the back of the yellow top. Racing into the sunset here at Smith Harp Stadium. Very steady on this restart. We saw this from John Palmer in the consolation. Paul Moss trying to do the same thing. Anticipate the restart. Green flag goes down. He doesn't get away as well as Palmer did earlier. Into that first turn they go. He's held his lead, Paul Moss, ahead of Aaron Vates. Mikula has a look up the inside. Bumpers go in further back. Craig Driscoll gets fired wide by Neil Hooper. They're all round okay. Paul Moss holds the lead in 979. Bumpers going up there. Luke Wrench under fire from Matt Stoneman into turns 3 and 4. And Aaron Veit too busy defending from Chris Mikula for second to attack for the lead as they fall over each other into turn 1. Driscoll's gone, gets hit by Wayne Wadge. Matt Westaway in 835 has spun as well. Side by side for second. Mikula muscles Veit out wide. That's allowed Riger to go through on the inside. Blue Graders going at it absolutely hammer and tongs for second place, but they're letting Paul Moss get away. A tangle on turn 2. Neil Hooper's gone. Tangle with Chevy Mills, who rejoined. Tristan Clayton as well. Look out, leaders. Oh, they managed to scatter their way either side of the chaos there. Luke Wrench spins out Dave Polly into Craig Driscoll's car. And Polly almost collected by the 736. Luke Wrench is out of the race with damage. Still, your leader is 979, Paul Moss, going great guns up front, the yellow grader. Chris Mikula in second place. We lose Matt Weston into a spin down on turn 4. 10 laps gone, 10 to go. Moss, Mikula, Fisher third. Riger is fourth. John Palmer past Aaron Veit up in a 5th position. Matt Stoneman is 7th, ahead of Matt Hatch. Ben Borthwick and Phil Chapman in 196 rounding out the first 10. This is a great drive by Paul Moss in the 979 car. He's got about half the length of a straight on this tight and tricky raceway over Chris Mikula at the moment. Can he hold on? Quite a few laps to go yet. Craig Driscoll frantically trying to rejoin on turns 1 and 2 but not having much luck. 522 Mikula still in second. It's Fisher third, then Riger, Palmer and Aaron Vates. Those 6 have broken away from the rest. 736 Josh Weir nearly takes out James Riger there. John Palmer deals with him, puts the bumper in. Paul Moss still out front in the 979. The gap is coming down though slowly but surely as Aaron Vates back up the inside of the 24 of John Palmer to retake 5th. Palmer responds in kind at turn 3. 4 laps to go for Paul Moss. Can Mikula catch him for a double? Matt Westerway gets dispatched by the 736 of Josh Weir, who may be a long way behind, but he's certainly putting that bumper in. A spinner on turn 4, that's Matt Hatch in 320. And now the leaders in back marker traffic, Phil Chapman and Chevy Mills going a lap down. Mikula can sense his chance here, with only 2 laps to go. Can he hang on? Moss and Mikula is just between these two now, surely. Fisher under fire from Ryger for third. Here we go into turn 3. There's back markers in the way. It's getting really close now. They're coming round to start their final lap. Can Paul Moss hang on? Mikula lining him up. Coming down towards turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Mikula will surely put the bumper in. Here he goes. Walloping goes the bumper. He can't dislodge Paul Moss, who hangs on, and he's going to win it. Paul Moss, brilliant drive. Takes the win in 9.79. Mikula second. Fisher third. Fourth goes to Aaron Vates, John Palmer fifth. Sixth it's James Ryger. Seventh goes to Matt Stoneman. Eighth it's Ben Borthwick. Ninth place Dave Polly, I think. And nobody else on the lead lap. What a cracking drive that was by Paul Moss in 9.79. Survived a restart at before halfway and held back the blue grade column for so many laps there, for more than half the race. The last bend lunge came in from Chris Mikula, as we knew it would, but Moss rode it out superbly. That was a brilliant, calculated drive by 9.79 Paul Moss. He didn't even make it out for his first race with that misfire. Came through the consolation, and now he's won the final ahead of Chris Mikula and Justin Fisher. Brisker F2 is well and truly back here at Smith Harp Stadium. Well, here with us at this comeback meeting on Hashtag Love F2 is our final winner, Paul Moss. Paul, first of all, you didn't even make it out for your heat. What was the problem?
We blew the engine up in practice, which wasn't ideal. Luckily got Team Gilbert had a spare engine on board that was untested. That was just that they said we could run and hope for the best. And thank God that they had it there.
Well, fair play to them. It must have been a rush job to change it.
Yeah, we us and the team just missed the second. We just missed the heat, but luckily we made in time for the consi. Car was alright, made a few adjustments for the final, and it seemed to go very well.
And then your heart must have sunk when that yellow came out just before halfway.
Yeah, I was just like, yellows come out on me all the time in the wrong time, and I seen Aaron behind me, and I thought, well, this is gonna be hard to keep it going after that, but we managed it.
And then you had about 4 or 5 blue tops on you with a superb defensive drive. It was frantic in there. It was brilliant.
Yeah, we were going fine until the back markers started to, I call it the back markers, they started to get in the way. But luckily they broke easily enough. Chris Mikula did get me on the last bend, but I just had the legs on him.
Yeah, you rode out that hit superbly. It must have taken every ounce of your strength.
Yeah, I took it in deep. I knew it was coming, and I just hoped for the best.
And apparently, I'm just told you had a team briefing earlier on. They didn't really want you to win the first final back. What's that all about?
The plan was to try and score a load of points off a yellow, try and see if I could skip through the blues and go to red, but oh well, never mind. We'll try from blue next week. Well,
you've proved you can hold your fellow blue graders off.
Yeah, the car was good tonight. Just got to keep it going.
And I think you owe Steve Gilbert a beer now, don't you?
Yeah, he don't drink, so I'll have to find him some nice water, but oh well.
Well, the team seems to have taken the win very well, as we've already seen from them. They're already celebrating. Then we'll let you go and celebrate as well. Paul Moss, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Last race of the night here at Smith Harp Stadium, under the floodlights, the Formula 2 Grand National here on Hashtag Love F2s. Paul Moss, our final winner, taking the lap handicap, looking for some double points if he gets into the top 10. Starting in front of the white graders, led by 920 Wayne Watch, 663 Brian Lindsay, 736 Josh Weir, 320 of Matt Hatch. The yellow graders have got just a couple of them. I can see Chevy Mills up there, 538. Can't quite see who's alongside him. It may be Phil Chapman, number 196. 184 Aaron Vate heads the blues. Chris Mikula's out there. Craig Driscoll's repaired his car. Justin Fisher's there in 315. There's another blue top up there. Can't quite see who it is, unfortunately. Fair play to Liam Bentham, 488, who straightened his car out and is back out after his rollover in the consolation. Stephen Gilbert is back out as well. Full credit once again to Team Gilbert, who lent an engine to Paul Moss. We were told it was a misfire initially on Paul's car, but it was in fact an engine failure. And Stephen Gilbert loaning Paul an engine, enabling him to win the final. Also out there we can see Ben Borthwick, number 418, 24 John Palmer, 38, which is Dave Polly, 127 of Matt Stoneman, 560 Luke Wrench has rapidly repaired his car after getting walloped in the consolation, in the final I should say. Also out there we've got our novices starting from the back, Chris Hatch, number 820, 210 Tristan Claydon and 781 of Rob Johns. Settling in for the final 16 laps of the evening then. Yellow flag is in the air and Paul Moss from his lap handicap leads them off. 4 white graders behind him. Harrison Bryant was the other yellow top up there, not Phil Chapman. And the blue he missed out was James Ryger, number 783. Gilbert at the front of the red tops. This is going to be a good one. 16 laps under the floodlights gets underway. And number 920 of Wayne Wadge leads them away. Great start by Wayne. 736 Josh Weir up into second place, just clipping the curb on the inside of turn 1 there. Blue Raiders already fighting it out. Chris McCullough with the bumper on Craig Driscoll, and Dave Polly's going to get walloped straight in by John Palmer. That's kicked off already. Your leader is 920 of Wayne Wadge. Palmer still fighting with Polly, and he puts him in again, almost there on turns 3 and 4. Well, it wouldn't be a Brisker F2 race if John Palmer wasn't knocking 10 bells out of somebody, but I think he's punctured his own tyre there. His days could be numbered in this one. Stephen Gilbert getting caught up there with, I think that was Justin Fisher, down on turn 4. Fisher back out of the fence, he's out of the race. They start to sort themselves out then. Here comes your leader, 920, Wayne Wadge, from 538 of Chevy Mills. Third is number 91, Harrison Bryant. First blue top is James Ryger. Then we've got Aaron Vate, Chris McCullough, Josh Weir in 736. He's had a hard-hitting evening. Paul Moss not making up a lot of ground at the moment as Wayne Wadge goes wide through turns 1 and 2. Chevy Mills takes the lead in 538, but he's under fire from Harrison Bryant in 91. John Palmer keeps it going despite a flat front tyre. Bryant attacks for the lead. James Ryger is up to 3rd. Aaron Vate is 4th. Wayne Wadge down to 5th. Palmer now under fire from Brian Lindsay in 663. But still your leader is Chevy Mills in 538. Had a brief go at Brisker F1 a few years ago as well. Or with a name like Chevy, you've got to, haven't you? Palmer now pulls up, he's out of it. In goes the bumper from James Ryger, takes 2nd place. Now he and Aaron Vate looking very quick here, as is Chris McCullough. 736 Josh Weir gets spun out by Liam Bentham in the 488. Paul Moss has not yet made up a lot of ground, just taking it easy here. Mills from Ryger, down the back straight. Vate in 3rd, McCullough 4th. Harrison Bryant 5th, then Wadge 6th, Wrench is 7th. Liam Bentham is up into 8th position. And going for 9th, there is Stephen Gilbert. He stuffs, I think that was Ben Borthwick, into the back of Bentham and makes up 2 places. Borthwick fights back, he's getting spun out into the tyres. They go and wallop straight in. That was Dave Polly on the back of Bentham, of Borthwick and Gilbert. We said a bit of needle might creep into this one. A challenge on for the lead down the back straight from 783. James Ryder gets the lead, immediately gets some bumper from Aaron Vate. Now it's hotting up for the lead of the race. Here they come. Ryger. McCullough's up to 2nd. Where's he come from? He takes the lead through turn 2. Well, he made up 3 places in a lap there. Chris McCullough. Under fire now from Vate. That's going to allow 783 Ryger to dive back for the inside. He could retake the lead here. James Ryger, he's going to get Chevy Mills stuffed into him by Aaron Vate. Mills has gone. That's delayed McCullough. Vate comes out with the lead. And look who's coming through in a second. It's the silver top, 560 of Luke Wrench. This is a brilliant race for the lead. 5 laps to go. 184, Aaron Vate has it at the moment. I don't think it's going to stay like this for too long though. Luke Wrench is 2nd. Ryger is 3rd. Then McCullough still there in 4th. He tripped over the spinning car of Chevy Mills, it's delayed him. Harrison Bryant is 5th. Wayne Wadge still up there in 6th ahead of 7th place, which is Liam Bentham. Matt Stoneman in 8th. Aaron Vates under fire from Luke Wrench, the silver top. Took that title in quite literally a demolition derby at what could turn out to be the last ever Bellevue meeting at the end of last year. 736 Weir has spun, as in goes the bumper from Luke Wrench. Here he goes, going for the lead through turns 1 and 2. He's up the inside, into turn 3, leans on Aaron Vates. He's got to be mindful that Ryger's behind him and Mikula. Wrench has got the lead, into the last lap of the night we go. It's not over yet, here they go, attacking into turns 1 and 2. Vates on the back of Wrench. This is going to be the big one here, 4 of them together, into the last bend, here we go, the bumpers go in. They all go out wide, who's going to cross the line first? Up to the line, it's going to be Luke Wrench, hangs on to win it. A photo finish for third, Chris Mikula got through for second, and a photo finish between Ryger and Vates for third. As they say where I come from in the West Midlands, what a Boston race. That was a belter. Luke Wrench, your winner. I don't know who got. I think Chris Mikula got second. I don't know who got third. A stunning fight between 4 cars there in the closing stages, and plenty more going on besides in that one. What a great way to round out this comeback meeting. The win goes to Luke Wrench in 560. A pleasure to be here at this comeback meeting here at Smith Stadium. That's about all from me, Dave Goddard, on #LiveF2s. Thank you very much for watching tonight.